I was literally just about to say, I guess people can understand why it's been so hard to speak on the last 9 years of my life. But nobody's even listening anyway, except for probably these ferals. So they were given a kind warning about 3 or 4 years ago, because I've always known that this is going to come down pretty hard on them. And I kind of said, get off the train now. Do you know what I mean? And that was a kindness, because I made it clear that I'm not stopping. I am going to bring this out. These people can't be out there walking around doing this. Do you know what I mean? And not that I can stop that, like one person can just stop that, but I'm not going to help him. I'm not going to help that either, for them, for this to happen. So I used to walk out the back, and it's at night, it's dark, and that's where two of these people that I used to know basically got involved with this group. So I don't know if they chased them up, because Paul was in a relationship with me, so I don't know if he then reached out to these other people. He had met them both before, by the way, so that was the connection was there already. Met them. These two losers have children, okay? They were gifted wombs, and they have children. And they chose to put themselves in that position, right? Knowing full well what was happening to my son. And I'm not going to go into the sick comments that I heard from these two pieces of shit. Or one, actually, I didn't hear. I heard dialogues from an ex-friend who is known as Kylie White. Unbelievable to me that anyone would put themselves in that position, that you would flush your integrity down the toilet for anything. Because you know what? I can't be bought for nothing. There's nothing anyone can offer me, ever, that could replace the value of that. Never. Like, it's not even an option. It's no question. So I think I already went through that on the video anyway, that instance. That obviously every night I went out the back, there was somebody there, and I was hearing communications. They found it difficult to do it. Alright, I'm trying to just compose myself. I can't. Some of this stuff is harder than other parts of it, I think. Hearing discussions of, that Paul and Sarah are having, because they're in the house directly next to our bedroom. So that's where I heard most of the action, I guess. And they were definitely positioned there. I think they were getting into the other side of the house where Craig's father was living at the time, who was really ill. cancer, hardly mobile at all, did nothing to anybody. Never shit on anybody in his life. So, yeah. Needing to take a few breaks. I've never written down and spoke about so much, like, disgusting stuff, ever. And I think this has been, like, toxic, holding on to all of this as well. That toxicity is really damaging, and it has to be released as well. I mean, these people are killing me remotely anyway, but just writing it down felt a release as well, and an obligation to bring it out, because not was this just a trafficking situation, it has reached a whole new level once all the psychic stuff started happening, and I've intercepted some very very dangerous conversations. I mean, very disturbing conversations in regards to what they've learned from this, and the fact that it's gone to this spiritual, psychic level now. And I never, ever, in my wildest dreams, would have ever thought that anyone higher up, whether you call that God or anyone that's watching over us or whatever, or would ever allow that to happen to a child, anyone to be able to communicate with them in their mind and take that part of them. Never in my wildest imagination would I ever have believed that that would be allowed to happen, or that did happen. So, you can't go out. Sorry, jelly right in my face. When I was at Northfield, was trying to make it work again with my ex-husband, and staying all close together, I felt was the best option. And at the time, there was a possible pregnancy for me, which didn't eventuate, but at the time, they knew that was happening. And there was a conversation I heard between Paul and Sarah where she was saying, imagine if she has a girl, how much money we'll make. And this is something I just don't, these conversations I really do not want to say. Like, you have no idea how uncomfortable this is, and he says to her, no, boys are worth more than girls. sickest thing I've ever had in my life. And a lot of the stuff that has happened, and I haven't even written some of this stuff down. Like, it's just that gross. And I think energetically I might be plummeting, so I'm probably gonna stop it and pick myself up. And yeah, come back again. A few deep breaths, and yeah, we'll keep going. During this time, while I was there as well, I was hearing about my ex-friend being involved. Total trash. Yeah, please understand that my information, my language, I'm trying to keep that to a minimum. So I'm hearing all this stuff, conversations go on, that she's, involved, talking to them, whatever. This person's dirt, okay? Absolute dirt. The things that I heard her saying, not only about her own kids. So there was a moment where someone said, oh, the choppers are out, as in helicopters. And they said that they were indicating that she was being watched. And I hear someone saying that she heard her child, or grabbed him, or something like that. And the choppers were out, as in heading towards there. So I don't know what they do, whether they see through was it infrared, or I don't know. It obviously happens to me as well. I'm talking about this instance though. People were arcing up because in some ways I think this is what they go for. These sick motherfuckers like to think that they're taking kids from people who don't deserve them, okay? And some of them, not all of them, some of these people actually get really annoyed if that's not the case. So there is some kind of weird, twisted morality thing going on that I don't understand. And I have more about that later, but so the helicopter is went over my house, and continued on. And then I'm hearing somebody asking them to back off on whose authority, and he's saying he's going to vouch for her and protect her. So this piece of shit was protected by these people. And also hearing that they took the cameras out, and a lot of them were saying, I just couldn't watch her, like, she's a total pig, and no one wanted to watch her. And normally I wouldn't say that about anybody, but this piece of trash deserves the truth. Absolutely deserves the truth. And there are also talks that, you know, they start messing with your head. You know, she's deciding whether I live or die. And, you know, one day it's like, oh, no, we'll let her live. And, you know, the next day it's like, it's changed. So there's so much fucking with you. At the point I'm at now, I don't even listen to this shit anymore. It's way heavier now, obviously. The bombardment is severe, but you train yourself to not listen and drown that out, and you can just turn them down. It pisses them off, and, you know, they'll amp it up. But unfortunately, I haven't even been able to do usual, like, channeling. If any of my soul tribe or family were trying to communicate with me, I wouldn't even listen to them at this point, because there's so much deception and manipulation. These people trick you constantly. They'll pose as, you know, somebody else. So there's been so much deception now that I wouldn't trust anybody who tried to connect with me through channeling or telepathy or anything like that. So just putting that out there. So she was actually watching me as well on surveillance, and obviously I don't know exactly how long, but this has been going on for over 8 years, and from what I'm hearing, this is just disgusting. It's really disgusting to talk about. I don't think people kind of grasp sexual violation or intimacy violation, privacy violation, and how that feels. If you've ever been violated like that, it's not good. But when it's females, it's a lot worse. A lot worse. And I had no idea that that would be the case, but it is. The trauma is like way worse. So there's a group of losers that have wombs that have been watching me in my home. You know, there's just so much. Like, you know, I'm doing my hair in the bathroom. Oh, is that how she does it? I want to know how she does her hair and all this stuff. And really gross. Like, I can't even. Clothes, bags of my clothes went missing. Strangely enough, a lot of things that it's just too weird. Like, this is just too weird. Basically, a lot of things that I wore when we went out. You know, me and this past friend, which was really strange to me. And that gets even more twisted as we move forward with all the sexual stuff, really twisted when it comes to this house and how things have transpired as soon as I moved in here. I do think that this was purposely set up for this. Lots of, you know, stuff happening. This ex-friend from school, which was, you know, like a whole nother lifetime ago. Also popped up when I was at my father's a bit later on. I'm just going to mention it now because it's past my mind. So when I said they were watching me, you know, like style my hair and things like that, it's it's just gross, like really creepy. The creepy is just a word compared to this feeling. So I'll get into like when I was at my father's a bit more as I move forward, but yeah, she's rolled by in a white SUV when I'm coming out of my father's and heading over to the shops, and huge smile on her face, and the bitch has her hair all curled up like mine, only tighter, like poodle curl, like totally fucked it up, with a huge smile on her face. And there were houses behind Dad's that were infiltrated, and that's the direction she was coming from. I also want to mention that another weird thing that was happening at all of these places, as you can imagine, when you're sort of running for your life, I suppose, you're bouncing around quite a bit. And strangely, there were diggers all over the place, every place. What I mean by that is post-hole diggers or backhoes, you know, that kind of thing, all around these neighbourhoods. It's almost like they've been following me like the entire time. Could be absolutely nothing, but I've never seen so many in my life and heard so much work going on. And there was even a moment where I was sitting outside during the day, and lots of holes like being dug, and there's people talking, and they're going to bury this here and they're going to bury that there, and so there's really a lot that I don't know as well. This is just what I do know.